guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to talk about everything that we watched in the month of August.
Finally.
Finally, we're here. So we'll just go ahead and put this out there. We've already filmed this video before. There were issues.
What's new?
We're here to film again. So which will be fun.
We're struggling, guys.
It'll be fun to see if maybe we'll have some different thoughts on these movies than we had the first time.
That's
different
true.
things to discuss. But look, before we get into it, we've got 11 movies to discuss. So there's a couple of movies we saw in August that we did full reviews for, Weapons, and there was something else. I can't quite remember what it was. But we've already talked about those, so we're not going to bring those up in this video today.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about movies on this channel if you like that kind of stuff.
We try to.
Hit the subscribe button. Also,
like the video.
Like the video, like she said. And then feel free to leave us your watches, your August watches in the comments section below. If you have any comments on anything that we discussed in this video, the movies that we watched, if you want to kind of give your opinion on those, definitely leave all those thoughts down below in the comment section. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into it because we got quite a few movies to discuss.
Let's talk about these movies again.
Let's talk about them all over again. The first one that we watched, I think we watched this on August the 1st, actually.
Do we?
This was just kind of a random one, but Anything for Jackson.
Anything for Jackson.
I do have this on Blu-ray from RLJE. This was kind of funny because you were just looking up movies to watch on your phone.
Yeah.
And you came across this one, and I was like, wait a second. I think I got that in the collection. Then I came down here and actually found it. So kind of cool to get to watch, a movie that's been in my collection for, I think, maybe like 4 years or so.
Yeah. Calm down though.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're not a physical media channel.
No, but I like to give the stories that come along with some of these.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna kind of do a little quick rapid fire with these because there are several to talk about, and we don't want this to be too long. But anyway, Anything for Jackson. Yeah, I was in the mood for a horror movie that night.
Yeah.
And so that's why we were looking for that. And yeah, I don't know. This was about these grandparents. They lost a grandson, and they were basically using some black magic. Is that what you'd say?
There was some supernatural
black
forces
magic
involved.
Yeah, to try to bring their grandson back. And so, yeah, definitely had potential. It had some good creepy moments, but it definitely lost me in the third act, I guess, or
yeah, I'd say it started off well enough. Yeah. I was interested. I was intrigued in what was going on. I was getting some Rosemary's Baby vibes because there's a pregnant woman in the movie as well that's involved. I won't say how she's involved, but yeah, I enjoyed the first half much more than I enjoyed the second half. Yeah, I'll just say that. But it's not a bad movie. Like if you come across it on streaming and you're interested in it, just want something spooky, creepy to watch. Yeah, I think it does the trick. Yeah, honestly. So yeah, that's Anything for Jackson. Next up, we're going to talk about quite a few streaming watches. Mm-hmm. But I think most of these we watched on Hulu maybe. But we watched a movie called I Like Movies.
I Like Movies. We like movies. You like movies.
And I think it was either Hulu or Amazon Prime that we came across this. But you actually found this one.
I think it might have been Prime. But
I think so too. I think it was Prime.
Yeah. So we were trying to find something to watch. It had a pretty good rating. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's just watch it. It's one of those coming of age movies, which I have found I typically really enjoy. Yeah. And this one was set in the early 2000s. And so that time in our life is super nostalgic for us. Yeah. And so, yeah, this movie was really enjoyable and I really liked it. So I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd never heard of this movie at all. It's super under the radar. I think it's a Canadian film as well. But yeah, it's about a boy that's, he's in high school, I think still. Yeah. And he wants to be a filmmaker. He starts working at a video store. He's definitely...
he's a senior because he's talking about going to college. Remember?
Yeah. And he befriends the manager that works there, and they strike up a little friendship. And there's other things that go into the movie, but I just found this movie to be a very I don't know, comforting watch, I
Yeah.
guess. It just felt like a warm hug to go back to the video store era.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
enjoy
just
this
like
one.
very relatable,
Yeah,
with
a
the
lot
things
of
that
lot
he
of
goes
movie,
through.
not because he's really into movies, so there's a ton of movie references. They go and see Punch Drunk Love in the theater, so that's how I know it takes place in 2002. But yeah, really, really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
You did well with this one.
I tried.
We struck out quite a few times after this on streaming.
Yeah.
I think most of these we watched. Well, actually, I think this one we watched on Peacock, Borderline, with Samara Weaving
Yeah.
and Jack Nicholson's son. I want to say it's Steven Nicholson
No,
is his name.
definitely not.
It's some Ray Nicholson. I think it's Ray Nicholson.
Ray? I don't know.
Is it Ralph Nicholson? It's something Nicholson.
We need to look it up. Because we couldn't remember last time either that we tried to film this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I wanna say Ray.
I pride myself on usually picking out good movies, and
You picked
this
this
was
one as
one that I
well.
picked out, and it was not it, guys. I do not recommend this movie.
No.
It
No.
it was not good. It was trying. The person who did this, they were trying to be different. I could tell they were.
Sometimes different works. Sometimes it does not.
Yeah, this movie just did not work for me. I will say I did enjoy the opening, but then it was just like not it. So
So I enjoyed it. This is a 2025 movie too, by the way.
and just to give you like a quick little premise, it's basically about an actress singer. She like does the whole thing. Samara
Yeah.
Weaving's character. And she has like a stalker, which is played by the Nicholson fella. And yeah, it just.
This movie tries to do too much, and it does none of them well. It tries to be a thriller, it tries to be a comedy, and it just fails and falls flat on its face in every aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
And Samara Weaving, like I liked her in the early days. The
It's Ray.
babysitter. Okay,
Sorry, Ray
I was
Nicholson.
right on my second try. I said Ray
Definitely
Nicholson.
not Steven.
I was close. I got there. But yeah, she was bad in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even the directing or the writing, which was also bad, but she was just not good in the film.
Yeah, which she has not been working for me lately. So
No, like I mean, the babysitter and what was the Ready or Not?
Yeah.
And I'm excited to watch Ready or Not too. I hope she brings her A game in that, like the
Right.
last one. But I don't know. This movie, it's easily like, and I hated Jurassic World Rebirth. This is easily the worst movie I've seen this year.
Mhm.
That's come out in 2025. So do not watch Borderline unless
Yeah.
you just like hurting and putting yourself in pain. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next up, we watched Humane. This was on Hulu, and this was the kind of post-pandemic quarantine type movie. You remember this one?
Was it about pandemic?
Well, it was some kind of a
No, it was
virus,
just-
right? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. We've already
It
talked about
was-
these movies once.
It was basically just like in the future, like the Earth, like they're having trouble, keeping up with the needs of the population type
was.
of thing,
Yeah.
with like food and all that kind of stuff. So they have this system in place where you can basically like sacrifice yourself for the greater good,
Yeah.
and like if you do it, you get like a lot of money to leave behind to your family. So that was kind of like why people would even want to do it,
Yeah.
because they knew that they would be setting their family up for success. So yeah, definitely like a cool premise. I like that kind of, story.
Was there no disease like involved in it either?
I didn't think so, but
Maybe not.
I
I
didn't
don't know.
think
I guess
so.
I made up that aspect because it felt like they were in quarantine because they were all like confined in this house. But I guess that's just
No,
the
it was
situation. They were
because-
stuck in there because they were being held hostage, essentially.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
because remember the sun was super strong and they had to use umbrellas and stuff, and
Yeah.
So that was like
Um,
why the crops were dying and all this stuff.
The movie's got Jay Baruchel in it, and he was Hiccup and How to Train Your Dragon, and
Mhm.
was in a handful of comedies in the 2000s. This is the first thing I've seen him in quite some time.
Mhm.
Um,
But also the dad, I feel like he's somebody, but
the dad was somebody, and I cannot remember.
you can't remember
like,
any names
who
tonight.
he was at all.
That's okay. That's why we don't film.
No, I
at
can't even picture
9
his.
p.m.
I can't even picture his face right now.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely a cool premise. It had potential. I didn't hate it though, honestly. But again, it was one of those movies that just like kind of lost me by the middle to third
Oh,
act.
It was also directed by David Cronenberg's daughter.
Okay.
So that's another kind of notable thing with this one. And I'll just say that she didn't do a terrible job. Again, I see the potential in the movie and in the filmmaking, but I don't feel like she's out of the gate quite like her brother Brandon Cronenberg would, who's
Mm-hmm.
done some fantastic films. Um, so yeah, Humane.
I
Who's the main guy in that?
Well, go
Could you not
ahead.
could you not
Share.
find
You
it?
gonna share your thoughts? You got anything else to say?
That's all I got on this movie.
Peter Gallagher.
Peter Gallagher, yeah, the guy from Fall of the House of Usher. That's who. That's who.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wasn't he in that?
I don't know.
No, that was Bruce Greenwood.
You're killing me.
They really like remind me of each other though, I feel like.
Yeah, he's
He was in Mr.
definitely
Deeds.
he's definitely been in some stuff.
He's
but
definitely been in some movies in the past. Next we watched Locked. This has Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. I remember both of those two
you know,
actors.
you'd think like, hey, those are two great guys. This
Yeah.
movie, I did not like this movie, guys.
You did not like this movie? I thought this movie was okay. I thought it was okay.
This movie was about the guy breaking into a car, and it turns out it's, you know, Anthony Hopkins' car, and it's
You
like
don't
this.
break into Anthony Hopkins' car.
It's
okay?
a super nice car, you know, luxury car, and yeah, he ends up like, you know, to teach him a lesson, he like ends up trapping him in this car, and the whole movie takes place in the car. So
Yeah, interesting premise. I think the premise had promise. It took a little bit too long to become somewhat interesting though for me. Like I feel like the last 30 minutes like it was kind of on the edge of your seat a little bit. You know, there were some exciting things that were happening, but you were like tapped out at that point.
yeah,
Just
I wasn't
completely
into
checked
it.
out of the movie. And then Anthony Hopkins, you know, actually shows up.
Yeah,
At
most
one
of
point,
the
which
time
is-
he's
which is
just
pretty
like
cool.
a voice on an intercom type of thing.
So the movie's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it's not very good either.
Yeah.
I would say. After that, we watched another not so great movie called Getaway, and this is a movie starring Nick Frost. I don't know if Nick Frost had anything to do with like the writing on this film, but
Mhm.
he was involved with Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and all
Yeah.
the Simon Pegg movies, Cornetto trilogy back in the day. But
Yeah, so this was, you know, like a horror movie. It's about, you know, this family, they go on vacation because of like some ancestral stuff they said. Like
yeah, they have some
wanted to-
ancestral ties to this like specific island.
Yeah. And so it ends up, you know, turning into something that's like a little unexpected. But other than that, I didn't love it.
It definitely has those Wicker Man vibes because it
Yeah.
is an island and they're isolated on this island with
With a
this
bunch
like
of weirdos, like weird.
cultish group of people.
Yeah.
And there is a very interesting twist. Like it's been done before, but
Yeah.
like I guess I appreciated the tone because before are you trying to be scary? Are you trying to be funny? Like what is this movie trying to do?
Yeah.
And then when the twist came, I was like, okay, now I understand like what you were trying to do.
But
in the beginning.
the tone was also the problem
Yeah,
of the movie. But again, you
the
know,
twist kind of feels a little bit too little, too late, honestly.
yeah. And it's like, I don't know, I do think that this movie, I don't know, it's probably like intentional, you know, maybe they weren't going for like, because, you know, like Shaun of the Dead, like it's the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Shaun of the Dead's a straight up parody.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely like similarities, but anyway.
Yeah, there's
I
some
didn't love
interesting
it,
things, but it was just kind of an okay movie.
Yeah.
Next up, this is a pretty good movie that we watched.
This one
called-
could
you
honestly
loved it.
have it could honestly have its own review.
Yeah, we should have
But
done its own
anyway.
review, but we're going to talk about The Life of Chuck.
The Life
This
of
is a
Chuck.
Mike Flanagan directed film starring Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really liked this one a lot. And I know you liked it more than me, so you can take it away with that. I mean, and I liked it a lot. I just think that you kind
Yeah,
of
I
loved it.
mean, I was looking forward to this movie. I'm like, yeah, like I really want to see that. And then he happened to get it in, and so I was excited.
Yeah.
You know, we love Mike Flanagan. This was definitely like a different type of you know, movie for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's done anything other than horror.
Yeah,
honestly.
so this was definitely like a different direction for him, but he killed it, and it's just like a fantastic slice of life. Just like, I don't even like, what would you even call this? Like a
I mean,
drama, like a melon.
It's kind of a coming of age a little bit, but it's told in reverse
Mhm.
almost.
Yeah, it just, you know, if you don't know, like this was a short story that Stephen
Yeah.
King did, and it wasn't even called The Life of Chuck. What was it called? Do you remember?
I don't remember what it's called, but
Yeah,
I do have the book actually. It was in the If It Bleeds book,
yeah, it was
which is an
like a
anthology
bunch
book that
of
came out, I think, in 2020.
yeah, a bunch of short stories. And so anyway, Mike Flanagan talked about how he read this story, and he it just like you know, completely captivated him, and he wanted to make a movie. And so yeah, I love this movie. It's definitely like in your feels, makes you think about life, the meaning of
It's a
life, which
very spiritual movie.
yeah, which Mike Flanagan, if you know, you know, like he sprinkles in these very like deep,
Deep themes, yeah. I'm thinking
yeah,
Midnight Mass, like just long, like drawn out scenes of dialogue with characters talking just about life, what it all means, what's going to happen after we die. Like
just
this
like
movie's full of that kind of stuff.
yeah, just like I can't think of the word, but just very like deep thinking.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words, but this movie was beautiful. I loved it. Everybody was fantastic in it.
I
I have nothing but great things to say. And
I do want to say this about the movie. If you start watching this and 20 minutes in, you're like, I don't know, what is this? I'm a little confused.
give it
I don't know what's
time
going on. Just give it some time. Just get through those first like 20 minutes and everything I promise you will make sense
and pay off
and pay off by the time you get to the end of the movie.
for
Because
sure.
when it first started for me, I was like, what is this movie exactly?
I mean, you go on a journey for sure.
Yeah, no, really good movie. I definitely think it's one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Yeah.
For sure. And yeah, Stephen King's story, directed by Mike Flanagan. I think it's one of his best movies, honestly, that he's directed.
And I mean, you know, this right here, a life affirming masterpiece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I would
I
agree.
can put over the Blu-ray real quick because this Blu-ray is not even released yet. I think it comes out on like September the I want to say September the 23rd. It's getting a Blu-ray and a 4K. It's got really good features as well.
It does, yeah.
Really
We
good making
watched
of
a
features
few.
that we watched. And next up, let's talk about, we got a couple of A24 films to talk about. We've got Bring Her Back. And we
Bring her
also watched
back.
this on Blu-ray.
Guys, I hated this fucking movie.
Damn.
I hated it.
Do you think it was worse than Borderline?
I hated it. No, I hated it for a different reason. I hated it with a different kind of hate.
You hated
Borderline,
the subject matter.
was it Borderline or Borderlines? I don't even know.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. That movie just like sucked, but Bring Her Back, I hated it because it wasn't even that it was like bad. It's just I hated it. I hated what it was about. I hated the
You did not like Sally Hawkins. You
I
didn't like her
just
character.
I didn't like what it was about. It was dark. And if you're like good with that the ride that it takes you on, like that's fine. But for me, it just told a story I didn't want to hear about. I don't know. It was just disturbing.
And you know, that happens sometimes. And I think
Yeah.
that's okay
It
because
doesn't mean that the movie's bad or like not like it's a well-made
art
movie.
affects us all differently. Sometimes it's not going to hit for you and it's going to hit for somebody else.
Yeah.
And for me, like this is directed by the same people that did Talk to Me.
Yeah.
And I was not a huge fan of Talk to Me. I thought it was okay. I just didn't think it really deserved the hype that it was getting, but like
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. This movie, in my opinion, is a better film. I think it's a better made movie than Talk to Me.
Hmm.
And I do think that I liked it a little bit more. I just think that there's more there. And
Yeah.
I will want to rewatch that at some point because I don't know if I'm ready to say that I didn't like it or I just thought it was okay. I feel like, again, I think there's something to it
Yeah.
that I need to revisit at some point.
I mean, yeah,
But
it's a well-made movie. Again, it's just like the subject matter for
some
me.
some of the
It's
shots and the cinematography are beautiful. Like these guys clearly know how to craft like just a film, just a well-made film. Like it just
yeah.
looks really good.
And like honestly, like I loved the brother sister. I really did. I loved the brother and sister. The adopted mom who like comes in. Yeah, I mean she did a great job at making me hate her guts.
Yeah.
So bravo to her. I just did not like the story. Like it just mm-mm. So
I just
anyway.
think
It's a dark movie. It's a dark
it's a very
movie.
dark movie. It is something I'll want to revisit at some point. And great practical effects as well. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
some really like hard to watch gore scenes
For
in the
sure.
film
Yeah.
that were very well done. So yeah,
Yeah.
again, I didn't love the movie, but I think
It just like
the more I think about it, the more it's like growing on me, and I kind of want to revisit it.
I
Does
just
that
don't
make me
like
a sick person?
I don't like watching those movies. Like I don't like when I watch a movie and I just walk away feeling like icky. You
Yeah,
know?
I get that.
Like
Like Hostel Part 2.
I don't know. It's just like I don't know. I guess it's just not like a feeling that I want to feel. Like I feel icky enough on my own.
Well, here's a
So
movie that,
anyway,
you know,
it's completely the
should get you
opposite.
out of the icky mood
Right.
because of the laughs that it will induce. Friendship.
Friendship.
This movie with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to this one. I was like, come on, like our comedy's back. I was hearing that it was hilarious. And yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy it. It wasn't as funny as I was anticipating.
It's different.
Yeah, it's a different kind of humor, but there were quite a few moments to where like it did work for me. It's like, would you call it like dry humor? I don't know what you would call that.
It's very dry. It's also very relatable just because of the subject matter.
Yeah.
It is about somebody that, you know,
Is
gets
awkward.
in with this new friend group and then kind of does something that's really awkward, and then they just kind of what would you call it?
Just like boot him out.
They just kind of slowly boot him out, boot him to the side.
exile him out of the.
Exile him. There's another word for it, ghosting.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And so he has to kind of deal with that, and he's not like the most socially.
And you know, he's a middle-aged man. It's definitely touching on making friendships in general, but also making friendships as like a middle-aged person, and just how sometimes we do cringe things, and
Yeah.
we're kind of like, we're all just human though, you know? And it's like, okay, like, can we just like scratch that and start over? But it kind of talks about how like these people just won't overlook it, I guess.
But everything's told in this very like just awkward, otherworldly kind of way. It's almost like this movie takes place in another dimension.
Yeah.
And then you got like weird stuff going on with him and his wife,
Mhm.
and she's like doing some shady stuff herself, I feel
Yeah,
like, on the
she's
side.
not very likable.
And it's Kate Mara who plays his wife.
I honestly think that I might like this movie even more on another watch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm not sure. Like, while I'm watching the movie, I'm like, okay, this is okay.
Yeah.
But then when I'm done with it and I start thinking about it, I was like, is this a masterpiece? And I just wasn't ready to fully embrace it.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I feel like at a certain point I'll revisit this and I'll laugh a lot more than I did the first time.
There were definitely just some like really just funny moments. Just
Yeah. So I mean, I guess on the whole, very challenging A24 films that we both watched.
Right.
That challenged us in different ways. But next, let's talk about some older movies
Yeah.
that we watched. A couple of Japanese films that we watched for the first time.
We're almost done, guys.
This one,
Thanks for hanging in there.
we'll talk about this one first, and we'll end on a lighter note, I guess.
Okay.
Let's talk about Audition. So we both watched this for the first time, had never seen this movie. This movie came out in 1999, directed by Takaishi
You don't know.
Miike, I think is how you pronounce his name. I probably butchered that. But he's a very notable Japanese director, and this is probably one of his more, infamous films.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
again, we were in the mood for something scary. If you've been around a little bit, you know that we're super into foreign film, Asian
artwork.
cinema lately.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a win-win. This movie was very highly recommended, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if I agree with that highly recommendation.
This movie is not just recommended amongst horror fans. It's
Yeah.
recommended highly across the board, just from film fans in general.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about this movie like it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. It
No.
was good. It's not like up there as far as like Asian cinema for me. It takes a while to get to where you think it's going. Like I thought that the movie was going to be more on the girl being, crazy and violent and stuff.
It takes a
Definitely
lot
doesn't
longer than I
happen.
thought, just
Yeah.
considering the film's reputation
Yeah.
and just how like high in regard people hold this, and how they just say it's one of the most crazy films they've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Some of the most insane like torture set pieces.
Yeah, you definitely
I
like
don't feel like-
overhyped it for me.
Well, I mean, I had it overhyped for me for probably like
Right.
the past 10 years.
But I will say it's very like it definitely like does still fit into like the Asian cinema, like the Japanese films that we've been watching. Like
Yeah.
it does, like as far as like the way that they tell stories, and like I found that like it seems like they tell things in just like this very like simple, like realistic slice of life way with Asian films that we've
A
watched.
lot of them, yeah.
And then like they'll add in this like extra oomph to it at some point. I don't know. I
And
don't know how to
sometimes
describe it,
they'll
but
just tell things in like a different kind of way. There'll be a different structure to it, and you're like, wait, like how are
yeah.
how it's almost like they transition scenes without like just telling you
Mm-hmm.
visually. It's just like you
Like
just have to you
read
just have to
between the
you have to read
lines.
between the lines a
Yeah,
lot, I
yeah,
guess is what I'm trying to say with these movies. But I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a good movie.
yeah.
It just didn't get as crazy as I thought. There was one scene that like I had to look away, and it didn't even have to do with any like blood or gore or anything. I was just like, that is disgusting. That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I'm not gonna call it
I
out.
know what you're
But
talking
I was like,
about.
oh my
I
god,
was like, wait, what?
I can't even do this anymore. Anyway, so good movie, just not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we watched a Studio Ghibli film. I think this is both of our first Studio Ghibli films,
Mm-hmm.
both of our first anime movies, probably. And that was Spirited Away.
Spirited
And I
Away.
got this nice steel book right here. Look at this.
Yeah,
Look at
so
that.
yeah, our son is super into anime right now, and so we're always trying to find ways to get our kids to hang out with us.
Yeah.
They
It gets
haven't
tougher as they get older.
they haven't really been into movies lately, and so anyway, I'm like, hey, like let's try Spirited Away. It's anime. You know, it's Japanese for me or whatever. I like that. So like it's a win-win. Let's watch it. And yeah, everybody in the family really enjoyed it. And so it was a really nice little family evening of watching it. It definitely wasn't what I thought it was gonna be about. It kind of like
Very fantastical.
it goes a little crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, gosh, it like the animation is so good. Like
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Just some of the creativity, the different characters and stuff and
Yeah.
designs, like it was absolutely gorgeous.
It was just fun to watch. It was fun because it takes you on a journey with the whole fantasy whimsical stuff. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna venture into more of that. What's it called?
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, we're gonna watch. I think we're gonna watch the.
And they're all I think they're all directed by Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh, look at you! Yeah.
Probably pronounced that wrong again, but I try. I do try my best.
Yeah, it's fun to have finally seen that because I see that the Spirited Away. I see like merch and stuff like at Barnes when we go, and I'm just like, I want to be able to know what these characters are and stuff. So now I know.
Yeah, no, very good movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like
Which
you said,
is saying a lot for you because you really haven't been like liking animation lately.
No, but this one felt different. Like it felt more adult, or I guess at least young adult. It's not like a Pixar film or Illumination or DreamWorks or something like that, where I feel like they're kind of catering to the lowest common denominator. I feel like this one, not that some Pixar movies don't cater to some adults, but I'm just saying like this movie just felt a little bit more mature with some of the themes that it was trying to tackle. And the way it told the story, I thought it was very well done. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm excited. I'm actually like excited to dive into more of the movies.
Yeah, me too.
So that should be saying something. But that is what we watched in the month of August, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button. And also leave us a comment down below in the comment section. And we'll see you next time.
The comment section. Bye, guys.